Hello and welcome to this video tutorial where we are going to take a look at the budget that you can set for your AdWords account after the Wonks have set up your online Warrant of Fitness. In this tutorial we're going to take a look at the wedding photographer's account. You'll see on screen now. The wedding photographer is based in Auckland and is run by a man by the name of Chris Luft. He has over 20 years experience in both PR and wedding photography and is one of the best wedding photographers in the whole of New Zealand. You can see on screen at the moment we have logged in to the AdWords interface, and this is the screen that you will see whenever you log in. And the first thing to notice is in orange there where the account is limited by budget. This account has been reasonably successful for the wedding photographer in that several jobs came out of the advertising that the Wonks did for him during the online Warrant of Fitness process. And because of that, Chris went ahead and added additional credit to the tune of $400 after our initial $150 outlay, which is great. We encourage our clients to add additional funds if the campaigns are successful and are lead generating for the business. Now, when the Wonks first run our benchmarking campaigns, we do so across two networks, the Search and Display networks. And on the Search network, we put $10 a day across 10 days for a total of $100 on the Search network budget. And on the Display network, we add $5 a day across 10 days for a total budget of $50, so a combined budget of $150. On the Search network, we are running a CPC campaign, that's cost per click, which means for every click there is an average cost of $2.15. And on the Display network, we run a CPM campaign, that is cost per impression, and the clicks there are $1.65 per click. You can see the difference in the two campaigns. One is generating more, and that's the Search, and that's borne out by the higher budget. It has a far lower impression rate than the Display network, and it has a pretty good CTR of 3.4. Google's CTR on average for the Search network is around 2%, and the CTR on the Display network is around 0.05, so slightly higher on the Display and pretty good on the Search. Those are the sorts of numbers that you're going to want to see on your account. But CTR and impressions and cost per click, that's a different tutorial, several tutorials in fact, so take a look for those on the Wonks campus. Today we're going to be focusing on the budget that you should be looking at moving forward. Now, in order to get the best out of your account, probably going to need to spend around $300 to $400 in any given month, and depending on the average cost and how much your budget is, you're going to need to adjust accordingly. You'll see that there is currently a limited by budget status, and if you hover across the question mark, it explains to you what that means. If you hover across the graph, you can see that the campaign is currently limited by budget. It says that the budget is okay. What we know from the benchmarking, and you will be able to find this information out on your report. So look at your report and see what information we have offered your company in regards to your budget. What we know about the wedding photographer budget is that it was being used up fairly quickly in the day, and that ads were only being served from our default start point of 7 o'clock, and they were finishing up around midday-ish, because the average CPC is $2.15. That on average is around four and a bit clicks on any given day. Now, in conversation with Chris, we realized that that wasn't the best. We want people to see the advertising both the morning and the afternoon, and in order to reflect that, the budget has to increase. Before we look at how to change the budget, it's important to note that there are kind of two sorts of clicks that you're wanting to get here, or two reasons for having the different campaigns, the search and the display campaign. The search campaign is really about qualified clicks. You can be pretty much assured that when someone's looking for wedding photography on the Google search network, they are ready to get wedding photography for their special day. If they click on your ad and go through to the landing page that we've set up for your campaign, they're more likely to convert. The display network campaigns, however, are more about branding. We're wanting people to see your ads far and wide, contextually placed on websites that are talking about wedding photography. Those people may not inherently want to get wedding photography services. They may be looking at any number of different things. They might be window shopping, they may be looking at their family's wedding photos and they've just seen some ads on maybe a site like Tumblr. So they're not necessarily qualified clicks. When your search campaign is limited by budget, it is best to pause your display campaign and then put that money back into the search network campaign. The reason for that, of course, is because we want to emphasize those clicks that we're losing in the afternoon for the wedding photographer. As I said earlier, we know that there are ads that aren't being served in the afternoon simply because the ad spend is used up. If this is the case, and if you can really only afford between $300 and $400 per month in your advertising, and that, as I said, is a pretty reasonable amount to be spending, go ahead and pause your display campaign. Work out how much you can afford across a 30 to 31 day period, and then adjust your search budget. Now I know that $20 a day is going to be pretty good. So not only have we taken the $5 for the display network and put it into the search network, we've actually added an additional $5. This means that for any given month, the overall spend is going to be around $600 for the wedding photographer. This, though, is a very reasonable number for Chris, given that he has now been able to make several conversions or several sales off the online advertising that substantially outweighs the cost that he has incurred. And that, at the end of the day, is really what we're driving at when we are doing your online Warrant of Fitness AdWords services or online advertising services. We really want you to get as much lead generation and convert as many sales as you possibly can. If you have any questions about budgeting, you can always look at the Google AdWords forums and you'll find a link for that on the campus page. You can contact us on the Wonks website, or you can call us 0800 932 9665. Thanks for watching.